Assalamu alaikum students, and a very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are enjoying your good health. Myself, Ms. Rabia Mustafa, and today I'm here with a new topic that is called angles. I know that you have already have a previous knowledge about the angles that you have already previously done in your class 4s, that what are angles and different types of angles. But here we again have a review of angles because now it had been a so long time and many of you maybe forgot. So in this session, we are only going to focus the review of angles, that what are angles, why do we need angles, and different types of angles that you have already learned in your previous class, and how to draw these angles. In class 5, I'm going to introduce some new types of angles, but in this session right now, we will focusing on review, and in the next session, inshallah, I will tell you something new about angles. Okay, on your screen there is a video. I'm showing you a video, so just watch the video very carefully, and I will also give explanation side by side for your more understanding. Okay, so I'm going to start the video. Just watch it very carefully. In this video, first they're telling you what is angle and why do we need angles. What they're saying, when fitting items, for example, sofas into our home, we do not want to buy a sofa and realize it cannot around the wall. So we need to know angles, if where we can fit our objects in our home. So for that, we need to know about the concept of angles. In which angle we can put the things that it cannot be become hurdle for us, and it is also best fit in the any corner of our home. Same as the door. If you make a door and on the door, so when you put the object, so you will take care about it, and when you open the door and we're going to close the door, so it should not be hit the objects. So we need to put our objects in this way that it should not the door should not hit the objects. So in this for this we also know the correct location of the where we should put the objects, that if you open the door, so it should not be hit. So look, in this these all things we need to know about the angles. Again, in which angle we have can put our things. So our question in mind, what is an angle? How we measure, like how we measure it? As you all know, our earth gets the lights from the sun. The sun rays provide us the light. Look, they're saying suppose a ray of light starts from the sun and goes into this direction, and another ray of light goes in this direction from the same point. Can you see that their two rays are emerging from the sun and it reaches towards the earth? So look, but they both are emerging from the same point. So the space created between these two rays, and it close to the point from where they are measuring. So that is called angle. So how can we define an angle? An angle is a space between two rays. Okay, we are not talking about two lines. This angle is formed by when two rays join or meet, they form a angle. Now we think the mathematical view of angles. Now we already learned about it, how to form angles, but there are angles, the two rays which form an angle. The two rays are also called arms. although they are giving the names of like initial arm, terminal arm, but we are just simply called it arms. And the point where the two rays meet or join, that point is called vertex. The common point where the two arms meet or join is called a vertex. Now we already know about the angles. Why do we need angles? But the third question is how we can measure it. Okay, here they are telling you the two methods of measure the angles. The first one is degree method, the second one is radian method. But right now we are not focusing on the radian method, we just focus on the degree method because that radian method you will learn in your higher classes. But right now we are focusing on degree method, that angles always measure in degrees. So what we have learned about what is angle, why do we need angles, and how we can measure angles. So angles always measure in degree. But what do we need to measure the angles? Do we need a ruler, or do we need an inch tape for making the measuring the angles?
And the units you.
So there is another video I'm showing you, and as you have to also watch this video very carefully. Now he will going to explain you how we can measure the angles and what instrument we use to measure the angles, and I'll also give you explanation side by side.
Use would be inches or centimeters or something like that, right? But when it comes to angles, you can't use a ruler or use units like centimeters, and that's because angles aren't about length. Angles are about rotation, and to measure how much something is rotated, we use a special unit called degrees. Now hold on a second. I thought degrees were used to measure how hot or cold something is. You know, like, it's 100 degrees outside today. Ah, now that is a good point, you smart-looking fella. The word degree is used for a lot of different things, so it can be a little confusing sometimes. It makes more sense if you just think of a degree as a small amount of something.
So is it that we always measure the angles in degrees? Have you ever heard the word degree? Yes, the degree we also use for measuring the temperature as well. If you see the news, or you can watch on the TV or the TV, that they supposed to tell the daily temperature of different cities of Pakistan. That in Karachi there is a 40 degree centigrade, and in Hyderabad there is a 36 degree centigrade. So look, they also use the word degree. So degree is also used for measuring the temperature. But what's the difference?
For temperature, a degree is a small amount of heat. But for angles, a degree is a small amount of rotation.
Okay, for temperature, we use the degree for heat or cold. But in angles, the degree is used for the rotation.
And there's a special math symbol for degrees that we use instead of writing the word degrees over there.
So there is also a particular symbol for the degree. Can you see? We are not supposed to write degree, the full spelling of degree every time with the numbers at 25 degree and 36 degree and 45 degree. So what we use? We also use the symbol of degree. And what is the symbol of degree?
It's this little circle that you put after the number and up near the top.
There's a little circle. Can you see that little circle? We're supposed to make up this little circle. This little circle shows that this is a symbol of degree. And we are supposed to make it on the top of the number, not with the number, not the side of the number, but just a small circle that is we are supposed to put at the top of the number. That symbol shows that it's a degree.
To see how we use degrees to measure angles, let's get two rays that point in exactly the same direction. Then let's put one ray directly on top of the other one, so it looks like there's only one ray there, even though there's really two. Now, let's take the ray on top and rotate it just a tiny amount counterclockwise. This point on the ray will be our axis, or center of rotation. It's just like the point at the center of a clock that stays stationary.
Angles is just like the example of you can also take the example of the clocks. Your wall clocks, There are two hands in the wall clock. The two hands that represent the two rays of an angle. And also the two hands is joined with a particular point in the center, and that particular point is called a vertex. So you can also take the example with the angles with your wall clock, that because wall clocks also have two hands, and the angle we also have two rays, and the two rays are joining with the center point, and the wall clock, the also two hands are joining with the center point. And when the wall clock, the hands of the wall clock rotates, also it form a angle.
Hands rotate around. Our rays now form an angle that measures 1 degree. And as you can see, 1 degree is a really small angle. We need to zoom in on it to see that it really is an angle. In fact, you might wonder if there could be any angle smaller than that. Yep, there sure are. And we saw one just a second ago. Before we rotated our top ray, when our rays were exactly on top of each other, that was a 0 degree angle.
When two rays are exactly on top of each other, obviously they make a 0 degree angle. Okay. And when it start rotating towards like 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15, and now it start rotating.
And there's a whole range of tiny,
because they are joining with a certain fixed point. So one hand should be remain on the same line, and the other ray start rotating.
fraction angles in between 0 and 1 degree. But we aren't going to learn about them in this video. Instead, we're going to keep on rotating our top ray and watch the angle get bigger and bigger. This special readout here will tell us how many degrees our angle measures. Now let's start out slow. 1 degree, 2.
So look, the one ray is on the same point, only the other ray is start rotating, and now it's make different angles.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's hold it there for a second. So this is what 10 degrees looks like. 10 degrees? That's freezing. Huh. Guess you're not as smart as I thought after all. So we can see that a 10 degree angle is still a very small angle. So let's keep going, but a little bit faster this time. That's 15 degrees, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. Now 45 degrees is a special angle because it's exactly half of a right angle.
So look, the one ray is on the same point, other rays start rotating, but it remains joined at a certain point. Okay, it not get separated from that point. The obvious, and that you know very well, I'm again repeating, that point is called a vertex. Can you see the rotation of an angle? As the angle is on the top, one ray is on the top of another ray, okay, and it makes a 0 degree angle. And when the one ray remains on the same point and another ray is start rotating, so now it's rotate like this in this way, and it makes a rotation. That circle you can see inside the angle, that is called a rotation. So it shows or the rotation also shows that it's a which type of angle is this. For example, if you are not measuring the angles and you're just saying that just identify the angles without measuring it with the protractor, so you just looking at this rotation, you can tell that which type of angle is this. And different types of angles again in this video, we will tell you that what different types of angles are there. Okay, can you see the difference? Okay, when there's a different there's an angle, this rotation is like this, and when it is make a straight angle, so it's a rotation like this in the square shape.
So if 45 degrees is half of a right angle, can you guess how many degrees a right angle is? Let's keep on rotating to see if we're right. 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Yep, the right angle is equal.
Now, when the angle is form of exactly of 90 degree, that is called a right angle. Okay, the right angle is always make the angle of 90 degree. And when we supposed to make an angle of 90 degree, so we are not supposed to show the rotation like this in a circle form. At 90 degree, we show the rotation like in the square form like this. Is that clear, boys? You just have to keep this thing in your mind and just remember this thing, that when we form an angles, we always supposed to show the rotation like in this circle form. But when we form a right angle, so in right angle, the rotation always showed in a square form like this. Is that clear? And right, what is right angle? Right angle is exactly of 90 degree. Now we'll move further.
Exactly 90 degrees. And that is super important to memorize because right angles are used all the time in geometry. Okay, you remember from our last video that all angles less than a right angle are called acute angles? So that
Well, all the angles that are less than right angle are called acute angles. Means your angles start from 0 till 89, because the 98 form a right angle, but before 90 is 89. So all the angles of 0 till 89, they all are called acute angles. Means acute angles are those angles which are smaller than 90 degree.
means that all the angles we've seen so far that are between 0 and 90 degrees, like 10, 30, 45,
All the angles are
60,
zero
and so
between
on.
0 and 90.
But if we keep on rotating our ray past 90 degrees, we'll start forming obtuse angles because they're
Now, if we still further rotate our angle, so when the angle rotates, so it form a obtuse angle. Means now if we start rotating, the angles is now becomes bigger than 90 degree. Now it's 100, 110, 20, 30, 25, 30, 35, 40, whatever. So what the angles which are bigger than 90 degree are called obtuse angles. Now till here we have learned about three angles. The angles is made of exactly of 90 degree are called right angles. All the angles smaller than 90 degree are called acute angles, and all the angles that are bigger than 90 degree are called obtuse angles.
greater than 90. Ready? Here we go. 100 degrees, 110, 120, 130.
Now after 90 degree, I also showed you that in 90 degree we form a square over here, but when we supposed to cross the 90 degree, again the rotation is shown in the circle form. And can you see that one thing also, that this is the rotation is inside the angle. Okay, this small circle, you can see where my cursor is. That small circle is also shows the rotation, and when the rotation is inside, this is the rotation. You can see that is right now this is inside the angles. Okay, and when the rotation is inside the angle, so whether it form acute angle, whether it form obtuse angle, right angle, and right angle obviously shows the rotation in a square form or straight angle. Okay, these four angles, the rotation always showed inside the angle. But when the rotation is outside the angle, what type of angle was that? We will learn.
140, 150, 160, 170, and 180. Aha! Does this look familiar?
Now, can you see the 180? There's a straight line, two rays are on the straight line. So there is a straight line. So obviously in 180 degrees, it form a straight angle. Now we have learned about the four angles: acute angles, right angle, obtuse angle, and straight angle. Now on 180 degree, the straight angle is always on 180 degree. So when angle form 180 degree angle is called a straight angle.
Yep, it's a straight angle like we learned about in the last video. The rays point in exactly opposite directions, and the angle they form is 180 degrees. Now, before we go on, let's quickly review the important angles and regions that we've looked at so far. Our angle measurement is 0 degrees when the rays point in exactly the same direction. It's 90 degrees when they're perpendicular and form a right.
Look, 90 degrees showing that we could form a rotation in a square form.
And it's
Again, when it
180
form a
degrees when they point in the opposite direction.
circle form.
Called a straight angle. In this region, between 90 and 180, we find obtuse angles. And in this region, between 0 and 90,
Look,
we find acute angles.
0 till 90, there is an acute angle. Exactly 90 degrees, there is a right angle. 90 or 180, the angle between 90 and 180 is called obtuse angle. And on exactly 180 degrees is straight angle. These are the four types of angle that we have learned till now. But there's one more type of angle, that is
One important acute angle is 45 degrees since it's half of a right angle. All right, let's continue rotating past
now it's continuous rotation.
180 degrees. Our angle readout keeps getting higher. And the next
Now can you see that when you start still rotating, but now this time the rotation shows outside the angle. That's the difference I want to tell you. Before, when it's rotating till when it start from 0 degree and now it's come on 90 degree, and now then it's come on 180 degree, the rotation is showing inside the angle. Okay, and when the rotation is outside the angle, So that angle is called reflex angles. Reflex angles are those angles which are bigger than 180 degree but and lesser than 360 degree. Okay, and it always reflex angle always shows the rotation outside. When there's an angle is formed and this rotation, you can see the outside rotation, and someone will ask you, okay, which angle is this? Which angle is this? So that it means that is without measuring it, you can easily tell that it is a reflex angle because it shows the outer rotation. Outer rotation means the circle that is outside the angle.
Important angle is this one, 270 degrees. It also forms a right angle, but it points down instead of up. Let's keep going because another really important angle is just around the corner, and it's coming up right about now.
360 degree. Okay. A complete rotation. One complete rotation is equal to 360 degree. Now, can you see the difference? When you start from the zero, the rotation shows inside the angle. And when it again comes back on 360 degree, so look, the position is same. When we start from the zero and it comes back on 360 degree, the position is again same. The one ray is on the top of another ray. But this time the rotation is different. At that time, the rotation was inside the circle, and now this time the rotation is outside the angle. So that is the difference between the rotations. That rotation shows you that the angles are 0 degree or of 360 degree. And again, just keep this thing, remember this thing that one complete rotation is equals to 360 degree. How many, if somebody asks how many degrees in a complete turn or complete rotation, you can say that there are 360 degrees in a one complete rotation.
We rotated our ray all the way around the axis, and now it's back to where we started. Now you might be wondering, if we're back to where we started, then why is our counter reading 360 degrees instead of 0 degrees like before? And the answer is that even though our rays are back to the same place, we have to rotate our top ray 360 degrees.
Okay, now that was always we have already learned about that. What is angle? Why do we need angles? And different types of angles we also also learned. And now he's telling that what instrument we use to draw the angles. Do we use ruler for drawing the angles, or what?
Just like a ruler can be used to measure the length of a line, a special tool called a protractor.
There's a special tool to make that draw the angles, and that tool is called protractor. Like this, every
Can be used to measure angles.
there's a different tool to measure different things. Okay, so for ruler, if we want to measure the line, we use a ruler. But for drawing the angle, we use a special instrument that is called a protractor.
A protractor is similar to a ruler, but it's turned into a half circle so that it can measure rotation around an axis point. A protractor also has a straight edge with a hole or a dot in it.
The protractor is also a baseline in it and also a center point in it.
Represents the axis or center of rotation. So if you're given this, it's up with the intersection.
Okay, for example, there is an angle and he want to measure the angle. So what he will do, he will give this the center point in the vertex point. That the center point in the protractor, that is small center point, you always keep supposed to put it on the vertex. But do you think so that it keeps the protractor correct way? No. We are not supposed to only focus that the center point should be on the vertex. But can you see this line, the baseline on the protractor? That baseline should also come on this baseline. And that point should become on this center point. That is the correct way to keep the protractor on the angle. Then you can measure the angle, so it will give you the correct measurement. So not only supposed to focus that the center point should be on vertex. No, the center point should be on vertex, but this line, there is my cursor. So this line should be also on the baseline.
Great, like this. Then you make sure that one of the rays lines up with the
Look
straight
like
line
this. The center point on the vertex, and this baseline should be on this baseline, and then you can easily measure the angles. And what angle is this? This is a 50-degree angle.
Last of all, you look to see where the other ray crosses the curved part and read off what angle measurement it lines up with. As you can see, this angle here is 50 degrees. All right, there's one more thing I want to teach you in this video, because you'll probably see this kind of geometry problem on your homework or tests. Do you remember what complementary?
Yes, guys. So in this video, what we have learned what is angles, why do we need angles, what are the different types of angles, and how we can measure the angles, what is the symbol to measure the angles, what is the instrument to measure the angles or draw the angles. So in this video, we have just recall all the your previous knowledge, and now this is the video about all the thing. Now there's a one more video in which I will explain you that how you can draw the angles. What is I will show you how to draw the angles. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.